Hey everyone, it's James Lambert, the motivational coach and speaker. I went from knockouts to knowledge and from headlocks to hugs. I still embrace people, just now in a more positive way. So hello out there, I hope you're doing very well and you're thriving in all areas of your life. Now, today here in the UK, it's quite an important day. There's a vote being held about whether to stay within the European Union or to leave. And this has brought up lots of different opinions, lots of emotions, some of them negative, positive, depending on your viewpoint. But I wanted to offer my advice, if you like, on how I've come to live my entire life, not just in politics. But let me explain, because the further I looked into it, when at first considering the various benefits of staying in the European Union or leaving, and you very quickly become overwhelmed with statistics and all the competing opinions that are out there. And I, quite frankly, found it all overwhelming. And that's happened to me in life before. Take any subject, even my own field of self-improvement, personal development, motivation, spirituality. You know, the deeper down the rabbit hole you go, or the deeper you study anything, the more you can learn. And there's a place for that. But you see, what I have found so incredibly useful in always searching for essence, the truth of the heart of the matter as I see it, what's real ultimately, and I come back to again and again love. Now how that helps me make a decision is, I think, if I was from my most loving, highest self and taking that energy out to others, how would I then act? And you see, this changes everything, because then it's not so much about, again, bringing it back to today's vote, it's not so much as just how it affects me or this or that. It's the bigger picture. And so I think if I love, and at my greatest I am love, my essence is love, I don't believe I'm just this, then I believe in unity. And truly that we're stronger together. Nothing to do with politics, just that, you know, when I play, or when you're in a team, a rugby team, a football team, you're stronger together. When I play an actual game, I don't like playing on my own, I like playing with others, whether that be trivial pursuit or catch. I love playing with others. United we stand, divided we fall. And I believe that applies to everything. So when I look at life through a lens of love, I believe in being together. I don't care if you share the same mother tongue as me. And you see, this is what happens when we become overly nationalistic. Because whenever you identify too much with something, say for a country, so everyone, those that would encourage England or Britain to leave the European Union, it can go off into very a them and us type philosophy. But when you understand that we're all one, interconnectedly, at a deep level, far superior to just mere politics. So what you do to another, you do to yourself. So when you cut someone off energetically, physically, literally from your life, you're cutting off a part of yourself. By not accepting others, you're not accepting yourself. This unholistic approach leads to the fractured psyche. And that's why people drink too much, or fight, or argue, or in the microcosm, the macrocosm. Wars in the home eventually multiply outwards, we get wars between nations. All because you're not really united, fully self-sovereign yourself. It's nothing about being, oh, I want us to be a sovereign England, in control of ourselves. You're not in control of yourself, so you appear divided, and so therefore you want division within Europe. You see, when you're happy with yourself, when you're united within, of course you see everyone, literally, as your brother and sister, because you understand that we are. You see, I'm not English, you're not whoever you think you are. We're part of one race, the human race. So you see, yes, then there's a time you can say, oh, but what about borders and numbers? But when you understand, again, these are your brothers and sisters in need, that changes things. So as I say, to come back to the original point, when I base all of my decisions now through the lens of love. when I'm really at my best, which is love, I am from love, I am love. When I think about that, that impacts all of my decisions. And so you see, then it doesn't become about politics. It doesn't become about race or sexual orientation. It doesn't come about nationalism. It doesn't become about, oh, my club is better than yours, or my martial arts is better than, my way is better than yours, my vocabulary is better, the way I dress is more superior, my watch or car is better. All of these petty differences melt away when you understand that we are all one. Moreover, that love is the most important thing. And again, just quickly on that thing about nationalism, you see, again, when you really see that ultimately you're not even, people all about, oh, my England, but it's not your England. You may have been born here, but where did you come from? I'm more interested, again, the essence, the source. I believe the greatest part of us is actually non-physical. So you're not really English. You're not Irish. You're not from Jamaica or from Germany or from Africa. It's so much bigger than that. I read something once, it was saying that, you're not just a human being. There's a spiritual dimension to you. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. And I love that. And sometimes, I don't know, for those of you particularly in England, you may have seen the British Gas advert, and there's like a little blue flame, and that represents the British Gas sort of in the advert. And I like to think of the essence of us, that it's like we have a little flame inside of us. That is the real James. That, if you like, I sometimes imagine it as being red, symbolic of love, traditionally, like a red heart. It's not me, it's not the bit, I'm not my eyes. I am, the watcher within, awareness. And I believe it's ultimate love in the end. I believe that's where I came from and I'll return to. And energy never dies, it sort of transforms shape. And so I'm making my decision and making all my decisions, I think, is that a loving thing to do? Not, and again, with respect to those of you that are religious, not would some other master teacher do. What would I do, given that I am love? And I offer that to you. I invite you to try and base at least the majority of your decisions from a place of love, because it really does transform anything. And just in closing, what I found interesting is sometimes some people have thrown at me, James, but love doesn't pay the bills. And what's so funny about that to me is that, you see, it does pay my bills. You see, because I love my clients. I love everyone that comes to me for advice. I love my work as a motivational speech, as an author, mentor and coach. And lo and behold, because I love, and I love my work, and I truly love others, I'm now getting invited increasingly to take my message around the world. So you see, love pays my bills. The more I love, the more love I get. Just today I received a beautiful gift from Michael. Michael, hi, if you're watching, from South Africa. Didn't have to do it. We had a lovely complimentary coaching session, and from the goodness of his heart to mine, he sent me some beautiful handcrafted wooden gifts. Beautiful. It's just beautiful. So the more, so love does pay the bills. And interestingly, you see, before, and this is why I see all points of view, because before, when I wasn't a loving individual, if you like, violence paid my bills. Being somewhat violent as a bouncer and as a fighter, that got me money. And if you'd asked me then, does love pay the bills, maybe I would have thought no. And yet it does now. So I'm saying you're always just a decision away from transforming your life. And so I'll leave it there for today. But however you vote, or whatever your political views are, just know that you are loved. I love you. But do try and see things through the eye of love, and just see how that changes things. You may come to the same decision as you were going to have anyway, and that's fine. But just again, when you take a more compassionate view, sometimes it may just soften your approach to something that you may have been quite diehard on. As you say, when you see other people as just as, or you feel about them in the same way as you might feel about your wife or girlfriend or your best mate, when you see everyone as, look, that bloke, I might disagree with him politically, but he's got a brother and mother and dad that loves him just like I have. He sleeps when he's tired, eats when he's hungry. You know what I mean? Everyone's looking just to get ahead. So as always, I hope you have found value in today's video. And remember, you are unstoppable, and I believe in you.